So continuing with our vehicle series, talking about the rigs of the off-road podcast guys, here's my 2008 Nissan Frontier Crew Cab Nismo. Front end shot here, you can see I've got the ARB Deluxe Bull Bar. I've got some ARB knockoff lights. This one has the flood clip-on lens. This one has the spot clip-on lens. They're interchangeable, came with 2 of each, pretty slick. I've upgraded the lights here. This is a running light and turn signal combo. These are the actual ARB fog lights. They aren't necessarily the greatest, but they do. Inside I've got an Ingo 10,000 pound winch, and I'm running a Olympus off-road winch line, synthetic winch line, and a Haas Fairlead. Obviously a Haas when I'm running the synthetic here. One other thing I've done on the front end is I've done a projector retrofit for HIDs. Oh, I guess I forgot about this. I've moved the winch connection point to the outside of the winch, so it makes it a lot easier than trying to paw through the underside of the bumper. Working our way around, you can see I've got a snorkel for deep sea diving. Like to get the Nissan wet from time to time, and also go on some dusty trails. Just added some decals, one on each side, from Patriot Patch Co. Pretty slick. Working our way down, you can see I've got some rock sliders. Those were a DIY kit I bought from Trail Gear, welded them together and bolted them to the frame in some specific locations. They need to come off and get painted eventually, or repainted. Right now they've got a bed liner type product on them. I guess I forgot to mention, in the front we're lifted with some strut spacers. See if we can get down in there and see anything. Not much to see, but there's some strut spacers in there. I'm on stock Bilston coils in the front. In the rear, the leaf packs are stock with 2 leafs added and a small spacer block at the bottom. Still running stock Bilsteins in the rear as well. You can see you can fit a 33-inch tire in the stock location, and the tow hitch clears it just fine, no problem. It takes most of the brunt with your departure angles. Climbing up off the ground, you could see custom rear bumper. A buddy of mine made this for me. He's a great fabricator. Didn't used to have the gap there until I put a 2-inch body lift on it. Something I need to do over the winter, get that cleaned up. I got some backup lights. Those are amazing in the dark. They do a great job. Those are some cheap Night Force knockoffs off of Amazon. I think I paid 67 bucks for the pair, $62. I've got a snug top canopy. You can see in the back it's pretty empty, but the bed comes stock with a bed liner. It's got the rails for tying down things. I keep a couple blocks of wood in here because my factory jack will not jack me up high enough. And then I always try to keep 5 gallons of gas in here. Working our way around the other side of the truck. This is where Ben directed me into a stump. Thank you, Ben. He gave me a sticker. The mud flaps were rubbing on the front more so than the rear, but I bought some real thin cutting board material and made some custom mud flaps. Here you can see the lift spacers for the bed. Lots of pinstriping. I'm not afraid to get it into some tight trails. In fact, just today, Ben and I are out doing some wheeling, and you can see we went into some brush, some trees, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, definitely. Let's see, I'll pop the hood. Actually, maybe we'll do the interior, then we'll go into the hood. So inside, very dirty in here. I don't clean it very often. I keep it empty, but I don't clean all the crud out. You can see I've got some those fancy floor mats that hold however much liquid they say they hold. Right here I've got a custom switch panel that I put in for all the switches, for all the lights and other items, air compressor, fridge, the factory locker, downhill control, all that happens right here. I'm just running a stock radio, nothing fancy. I use my Garmin for my off-road stuff, for all my traveling, just straight up Garmin. In here, shh, don't tell anybody, but I've got a console vault, and you never know what's going to be in there. Not telling. Working my way around to the back seat here. I do have kids and family that go with me, and if they do go with me, I'll empty out my bags here. But here's the couple tool bags from the tool bag tour that I did, and then I've got a bug out type bag in case I get stranded somewhere and need to get myself home. Fire extinguisher fits great in the door. Spare thing of oil, trailer plug. Around on the other side of the truck, there is some under seat storage. I'll pop that up. Very convenient. I've got jumper cables. I've got an oil spill kit, a machete, a tow rope, toilet paper, a booster pack. Just miscellaneous things. There's a small tarp in here, some road flares, just some good storage down there. Not as good as the Toyotas. Toyotas have some amazing backseat storage behind the Tacomas. I keep a first aid kit here. There's also a first aid kit under the driver's seat. Blanket in case someone's cold. You never know. Oh, back up here. Brake fluid. In case you lose a line on the trail, got to crimp it off, got to top it off. Got some brake fluid. This is a brick of calorie dense survival food that probably tastes awful, but to keep it in there, you just never know. Last thing here, the engine bay. Pretty stock looking, not much going on, other than a lot of mud and stuff. Over here, I've got my ARB compressor. I've got it mounted on a little pedestal I built, bolted to the frame, and it kind of rides up high, but it allows it to vibrate and move so that it's not going to wear itself out. I've also got a great die-hard battery, AGM style, biggest I could find. I mean, you could fit a bigger battery possibly in here, but I don't think I found one the appropriate size. So anyways, oh, got a fan that I added to my transmission cooler. This transmission cooler comes on the towing packages and on the Nismos. It's an auxiliary cooler because there's also a cooler that goes through the radiator. I added the fan. It's got a thermostat control so that it can turn itself on and off. One more thing to show you, the underside once more. Here is the stock factory skid plate for the engine and radiator. This piece right here came with the ARB, and I should say the stock skid plate comes standard with the Nismo models. Also, this skid plate right here comes standard with the Nismo models. As you can see, it's come loose and folded over itself, and she's not doing so hot. Eventually I need to get around to building one, replacing it. Got some more skid plates back here a little farther, protecting the transfer case and the transmission, front portion of the drive line, and the fuel tank. So anyways, there you have it, my Nissan Frontier. Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure to check us out at the Off-Road Podcast on Facebook and on Instagram. Obviously you're watching this on our YouTube page. And thanks, Ben, for putting this all together.